Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. It is Friday, October 11, and this is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you are starting your weekend with a bang. I am starting my weekend with a bang. I am starting my weekend copying some files from one drive to another, which tends to slow down my computer. So if you give me a second, I'm going to reach for boom and boom. Okay, so my computer is back under my control. This is Coffee and Headlines. I was a little late because I was copying files to make room on my hard drive. Part of the maintenance stuff that we have to do around here. How is everybody doing this morning? I have some news to share. Nothing out of this world important, but interesting things nonetheless. So as always, if you have something really important that you wish to share with the rest of us, please add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. If you are watching live for the first time, just add a capital letter N as in new, and we'll be happy to give you a nice little welcome. So let us get started with the news and announcements that I have gathered for you today. And we start with this follow-up story. Yesterday or the day before, we announced that the Bobadilla public swimming pool was still closed and that maybe some improvements were due. And in a recent interview, Puerto Vallarta Mayor Luis Munguía assured that the repairs and improvements necessary to reopen the pool are a priority for his administration. And that was a way to say this is important, but because no additional information was provided, well, we don't know exactly when the improvements in the swimming pool will be handled. In other news, now that the final stretch of the highway from Bucerías to Puerto Vallarta's International Airport is slowly approaching completion, the government of Bahía de Banderas is raising their hand and saying, we would like to see a modification to the plan. You see, between Bucerías and Puerto Vallarta, along the new highway, which is a toll highway, there are no exits, and the government of Bahía de Banderas would like to see an exit that connects with the intersection at Mezcales. And because when you get to Mezcales, unfortunately, there can be a lot of traffic jams at any time of day that can increase your travel time for as many as 30 minutes. So we don't know if this is actually going to happen. It's not scheduled in the original design, and hopefully it will be implemented. In other news, apparently not everyone is happy with the new local government. According to this news item, Puerto Vallarta's municipal police force is expected to work what is known as 24 by 24 shifts, which means that they work for 24 hours and then they rest for 24 hours. A group of local policemen are threatening to go on strike. They would like to see their schedule go back to what they call 12 by 24. In other words, you work for 12 hours and then you rest for 24 hours. Now, I know nothing about being a police person, but working 24 hours nonstop seems rather abusive to me. But the bottom line is we hope that the police force and the government will reach an agreement and they will not go on strike. Last in our first block of news, I'm sorry, I just got um, a personal message. Boom, 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 boom. Last in our news today, this is what happens when I look over to my other monitor and look at the messages. I will not do that anymore. Governor-elect Pablo Lemus has announced that Michelle Friedman will be the new Minister of Tourism for the state. He also announced a budget of 100 million pesos to develop infrastructure for Puerto Vallarta, Costalegre, and the Pueblos Mágicos in the state. This is all very good news. And as long as we're talking about very good news, how about this?
Join us as we honor the extraordinary life and musical achievements of Carole King, one of the most influential songwriters and performers of our time. From her early work in the Brill Building, where she penned hit songs for some of the biggest stars, to her solo career that produced a timeless album, Tapestry, we will explore the milestones that have shaped her remarkable journey. Discover the soulful threads that weave through her songs, her activism, and her enduring influence on music today. Relax in air-conditioned comfort as we celebrate the genius of Carole King, an artist whose tapestry continues to inspire generations. As always, the meeting is at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork on Thursday, October 24 at 5 p.m. See you there, and thanks for sharing.
Carole King. I'm so excited about that one. um, oh, weather forecast says it's sunny. Thanks, Obama. I know there's been some kind of pissing match in President Obama's. Well, I don't know. It's happening north of the border. Let's not go there. It is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 75%. And our weather forecast says that today we will enjoy clear skies in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. A high of 32 and a low of 25. I don't think there's going to be any rain today because it says here there's a 3% chance of rain. So enjoy the day. Then tomorrow, Saturday, will be humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day. A chance of rain of only 14%. A high of 32 and a low of 24. And then on Sunday, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 46%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. Yay. Now, before I forget, I want to acknowledge or half acknowledge an email message that I got yesterday that I didn't get a chance to review just yet. And this is one of you cluster members decided to sponsor another batch of memberships for the International Friendship Club. And I think that is absolutely awesome. I just didn't get a chance to take a look at all the details yesterday because I was getting my presentation ready, which was a lot of fun, by the way. But we will definitely take a look at this in the near future, like today, and I will give you all the details. We still don't have a specific date in which we're going to give away 29 plus I don't know how many more memberships for the International Friendship Club, but I am delighted that we're able to create awareness or to raise awareness of all the wonderful things that happen at the IFC, the International Friendship Club. Now, moving right along, I have a couple of other announcements that I want to share with you. The first one being that the third annual Isla de los Muertos festival is coming on November 1st from 4 to 10 p.m. This is the third time that the island becomes a Day of the Dead little world for us to explore. I've never been. So if you've been to these parties, please let me know if it's a fun event. Share your comments if you attended the second one or the first one. But I'll keep you posted on this. This is the announcement that was presented by Banderas News. I also want to give you some good news. This is a little bit of anecdotal stuff. Yesterday, I saw a post from Lucha Libre Occidente. This is one of the Facebook groups that is managing information for the local Lucha Libre matches, which, we went and we loved it. And they posted something along the lines of, so tell us how much you enjoyed yourself. And I told them, I wrote a comment saying something along the lines of, we had a blast. And I shared the link to our episode of Coffee and Headlines where we talked about this. Well, now they're all excited and they're sharing news directly with me. So I'm happy to announce that the next Lucha Libre game in Puerto Vallarta will be on December 7, again in La Lija. So save the date now. If all goes well, we will actually have some of the organizers and maybe a fighter or two joining us in a future edition of the Spotlight, which would be a lot of fun because we could learn a little bit more about the tradition and the history of Lucha Libre in Mexico, which is not necessarily the same thing as wrestling elsewhere. It is really a Mexican thing. And if you missed out on the opportunity of going last week and would like to go again, well, now you know the date to save in your calendar, December 7th. And of course, the Spotlight comes back on Wednesday. And I do know that we have Carmen Porras is coming back to talk to us about her wonderful Day of the Dead dinner. And I just happened to notice a comment from Carmen, and we'll take a look at that in a second. And there is a chance that we will also have either Reed or his lovely wife from Monzon Brewing on Wednesday. I think they're trying to make it happen, and I would be so very excited to welcome them to the Spotlight to learn what kind of new promotions and offerings they bring to the table. And now, this is what I want to click on. Yes. Let's see. Lots of good mornings. Kathy, you're almost here, and the weather is getting its act together just for you and for the rest of us as well. Let's see what we have. Joint Boutique and Hotel and Cowork. Speak of the Devil. Hello, Eric. It is always great to read you, and I look forward to seeing you again in a little over a week. I love it. I love it. By the way, Eric is building, I might as well say this, Eric is building an email list for his hotel in Cuyutlán. So if anybody, oh my God, how can we make this connection, Eric? If anybody wants to be put on a mailing list where you're going to get periodic information about Cuyutlán and what's going on over there, okay, let's do this. If you would like to be part of this mailing list, just go to my contact form on the website, pacoojeda.com, and just send me a message saying I would like to be on Eric's Cuyutlán email list, and I will be so very happy to forward your email message to him. No spam. It's just information about all the wonderful things you can enjoy while you are in Cuyutlán, which is, of course, in the state of Colima, some 5 or 6 hours south of here, but there's a lot of stuff to be discovered and explored down there. And that is that. Let's see who else we have here. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, there she is. Hello, Carmen. Tickets for Dia de los Muertos dinner have been selling fast. Only 6 tickets left for Saturday, November 2nd. If I sold out, maybe we need to also schedule a dinner on Friday, November 1st. Would you be interested? We would love to. Let me know, please. Well, if you are interested on a Friday, Day of the Dead dinner, you can either contact Carmen directly or just write the word Friday in your comments right now. And this will give Carmen some quick feedback as to whether you would like to see a second Day of the Dead dinner scheduled at Oculto. Eric comments, I don't think 24 by 24 is legal under federal labor law. You know, my thoughts exactly. It sounds absolutely curious that police people have to work that. I also heard recently of strange hours that are being given to waiters and restaurant staff. And, you know, it's a tricky thing because on the one hand, you don't want to complain when your boss gives you weird restaurant hours. But on the other hand, the law is the law. Let's see what else we have. Question. Investments in Costalegre. How much for Punta Perula? Angelica, I have no idea. But you can actually look at the news item in the show notes and maybe get a breakdown from it. And that's what the show notes are for, of course. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. First albums. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale. I don't know if Manuel contacted me from your suggestion. I'm sure that must have had something to do. But now we're speaking directly. And I told him we had a blast in Lucha Libre. We want to help promote and we want to help educate people about the traditions. So I vowed to stay in touch, and I hope he does the same so that we can have more fun, because it was a lot of fun. Let's see what else. Question. Anybody? Okay, here's Eric saying the same thing that I said, but unfortunately this has a URL, Eric, and it will not display properly for folks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL and I'm going to add it to the show notes for today, and that will simplify the process. So if anybody's interested in information about Cuyutlan, disregard my earlier comment about contacting me. I don't need to be in the equation if we have a direct access to this information. So Eric, I will gladly add your URL for Cuyutlan and Hotel Oasis, which is your hotel, and we'll take it from there. And I hope a lot of people are interested, because not only is the drive south beautiful, but it's incredibly gorgeous down there. It really is. And with that said, we are going to wrap things up here. And I'm going to get ready for my neurofeedback session, which happens in a little while. And I will be so very happy to see you again here at Coffee and Headlines tomorrow morning. Between now and then, stay happy, stay kind, stay cool, stay connected, and stay awesome, because you are. And if you haven't, consider helping us support our projects by sharing a coffee or 2 or 10, or by pursuing a membership to Coffee and Headlines. Every peso goes a long way to keep us producing wonderful content for you on a regular basis. Have a great Friday, and I will see you again soon. Take care.